The mathematics department of Harvard University has several vacant positions and has decided to hire someone from our university. Now, 3 equivalently capable mathematicians are working for the head of School of Mathematics. He has decided that all of them are qualified to be promoted to Harvard, but he wants to ensure that only the most logical ones will earn the vacant positions of Harvard. Therefore, he designs a little test. While all the 3 mathematicians are in fact promoted to Harvard, they have to deduce it out on their own, with the following common information and rules. First, at least one of them is promoted. Second, each of them knows that whether the others are promoted, but none of each would know whether himself would be promoted. Third, they are not allowed to communicate about the information and the deductions each behold. Lastly, when they successfully deduce that they are indeed promoted, they have to fly to the USA that night on their own without telling everyone else. Separately, in private, each of them is told by the head of department that the other 2 are promoted. Let's say the head of department makes this announcement on Monday morning. What do you think would happen? On Wednesday morning, all 3 of the mathematicians successfully deduced that all of them are promoted, and they fly to the US at night together. But how does everyone deduce that they are all promoted? To make things simple, let's say there were only 2 mathematicians, Adam and Bill, working in the office. On Monday night after the announcement, each of them stayed put. But on Tuesday morning when they saw each other, they gained new information. Now let us start thinking from Adam's perspective. If Bill knew that I am not promoted, he would have flown to the US last night, knowing that the statement at least one of us is promoted can only be referred to himself. But Bill did not fly away last night and came back to work today. Then Bill must know that I am promoted to Harvard as well. While Adam concluded that he has been promoted to the US from Bill's action, the same logic applies to Bill as well, seeing Adam in the office. Therefore, on Tuesday night, they both fly to the US, knowing that both of them were promoted. Now, let's go back to our former scenario with 3 mathematicians, Adam, Bill, and Colin. To make things simple, let us first assume that Adam is not promoted to Harvard. Then the previous logic of 2 persons applies to just Bill and Colin, and both of them would fly to the USA on Tuesday night. But, just like Bill and Colin, we all know that Adam is promoted as well. And when they saw each other on Tuesday morning, but they are still not sure whether themselves are promoted. So everyone stayed put on Tuesday night and came back to work on Wednesday morning. Now, when Adam saw Bill and Colin on Wednesday morning, he had the following deduction. If Bill knew that if I am not promoted and Colin is promoted, he would have flown away on Tuesday night with Colin after seeing him in the office. Now he stayed put on both Monday and Tuesday nights. Then he must know that both Colin and I are promoted as well. And Colin must be thinking the same thing. So we are all promoted to Harvard. The case we designed is based on the blue ice puzzle constructed by Australian-American mathematician Terence Tao in his blog, of which we have adapted into our promotion puzzle. The puzzle is difficult until you understand the concept of common knowledge, coined by American philosopher David Lewis. In our puzzle, the logic deduction can only make sense when we assume all the public information as common knowledge, and that's why our case can only be a conceptual scenario that would rarely happen in real life. So why is it important to us anyway? Common knowledge is a condition usually required in game theory. For example, in a Texas Hold'em poker game, the flop, the turn, and the river are all common knowledge. Every player is clear with the public cards and knows that all other players know that he knows the cards as well, so some players may try to bluff a flush when there are 4 cards of the same kind on the table.